All right, we're live. Sorry for the delay. We were just making sure that we looked pretty. So we were just going back and forth, making sure everything's lined up and looking good to go. Sebastian, what's going on, man?
Yo, 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 yo. That's a full-time job making sure we look pretty.
It is. I was sitting here in my hotel room and I did a live earlier today and Bills Authority group and on Facebook, and I'm like, man, this back, like I have a little desk in this hotel room and like the whole back just looks crazy. So I'm like, oh, I got a bunch of the Builder Authority logos up here. This looks good. This looks good. So yours looks much better than mine. So
Well, I mean, thank God for Zoom backgrounds. My lighting could use some work here, but hey, we're here. That's all that matters. That's
we're
all
here.
that matters.
We're here. I'm dropping the description of what we're getting ready to announce on the actual live, so we're good to go. Looks like we already got 10 people on here. So man, I'm super excited about this. I'm
Yeah, me
super
too,
excited
dude.
about this. I know when I had made the post, I mean, crap, I made that post like 3 weeks ago. We moved quick on this. Sebastian reached out to me and was like, hey, man, like, I think we can do some stuff together. I'm like, well, you're actually on my list because we're talking about building a brand of people I want to have at the event. So I'm super excited to have you, man. What kind of kick off and talk through some descriptions? I know we are talking about like basically just winging this thing, but like talk to me a little bit about what you're excited about, and then we'll kind of dive into some of the details and let everybody know about the event.
Well, I think for context purposes. In fact, I was just texting. My mom was like, "Who are you doing the St. Louis event with?" And I was like, remember when I went to San Diego a couple years ago? I think maybe for some context, we'll kind of help people better understand how you and I
Yeah.
first connected. Um, I had the pleasure of joining you guys for the Traffic and Conversion Summit a couple of years ago, when Height Digital was going to be the title sponsor for the first time, and with you guys being the new kids in town and me having emceed that show for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, I thought, well, I'm probably a good guy to bring along, because just by default I can introduce you to my friends. You guys are the VIP sponsors, which means everybody wants to be in the VIP lounge. So that game plan actually worked out really well. And when we got there, you were one of the first people that I met, as one of the newest franchisees for Height at the time. And but even crazier, you had just joined Apex and I had just joined Apex. So worlds collide once again. We had hit it off. Your people when you meet your people. We had a kick-ass week and a great time, and I knew we were going to make moves. Of course, buying a franchise, launching a new business, all like overwhelming experiences. I think you got married in that mix too, or had just gotten married. So life had some adjusting to do, and that had happened, I think, over the last couple of years. And here we are now, both still in Apex. You're still involved heavily with Height, even more so now as a partner with them, and I just absolutely love the Heights. I think that JC and Karen are just salt of the earth human beings, and just great company to be around, as well as delivering really great product with the Height digital model. So you and I were at the same gig last month. Quentin West, shout out to Quentin West for his mansion mastermind in North Carolina. You had gotten in. I was like asking for you. I'm like, where's McChesney? And he was like, I think he's speaking tomorrow. You were at another gig down the road in South Carolina, and we had a chance to connect for like a hot minute. I was on my way out. You had just arrived. And I was like, dude, like, we need to figure something out here. Like, first of all, we're homies. Second of all, our businesses complement each other. You don't do what I do. I don't do what you do. I mean, that is like a marketer's dream when it
Yep.
comes to partnerships. So when I saw, and I remember you doing the event last year, and when I saw that, I was just reaching out to be like, hey, man, what can we do to collaborate on this? And you're like, dude, let's just freaking lock arms and get this thing, on the calendar and let's pack the house. And literally from that conversation, you and I have not stopped at all. And the rapid pace that this thing has come together, it just goes to show that when you're aligned with the right company and the right people, with the right resources, the right network, the right knowledge, tools, resources, I mean, from venues to sponsors to speakers to now us going live now to let everybody know what's going on, attendees. We're only going to let 100 people into the event. We want to keep it small and intimate. We think 100 is a good number. But yeah, man, it's just a testament to powerful relationships. Shout out to Stuman and Apex and everything going on over there with, continuing to, allow us to grow our businesses, our communities, and our networks because of that core of Apex. So, man, I'm just amped. I'm stoked. I've never been to St. Louis before. It's going to be March. It's probably still going to be cold. I haven't been to too many hockey games, so I'm excited about that. I'm a diehard sports fan. So, yeah, man, I'm stoked, bro.
Yeah, that's the initial time us meeting. I remember we were sitting at breakfast and Jeff's like, "Yeah, Sebastian's coming." And JC was asking, "Hey, is he the podcast guy?" I'm like, "Man, it's got to be the same Sebastian guy that I just saw that joined Apex too." And then, of course, we're there. And then we talked about doing a bunch of crap together. And then, like you said, life just happened, right? So Now's a really, really good time, especially with what I'm doing on the Builders Authority side. So people have been asking me, so I threw that first event in November of 2021. We filled it up about 30 people. And it ended up working out for us. I didn't charge people to go to the event, right? I also had no idea what it actually took to throw to an event. JC literally at TNC literally was like, "Dude, throw an event in St. Louis in a couple of months." I'm like, "Man, that sounds way too chaotic." And then, of course, I listened to JC and the rest is history. But we ended up doing a significant amount of business from that event, even though I didn't charge people for it. Well, then people were literally like, "Adam, when's the next event?" Because what happened at that event is because it was 30 people, because we were going all out and doing all that stuff, we had the right group in there and everybody started doing business with each other. Even though it was all St. Louis people, they were all coming from my spheres of the world and they hadn't all been in the same room together. So one dude sending the other dude business, and then that guy's now new referral partners. So people were like, "Man, I want more of what you can connect with," and all those things. So obviously I put that stuff on the back burner for a variety of different reasons. Running an event is just not freaking easy, especially when you're running the business and doing all that stuff. So when I had said, "Hey, maybe I'm going to do this again," after we launched Builders of Authority, so that launched in November, kind of announced this event in December. The Mastermind's going really well. We have 20 plus people in that already. Some people that have already bought the course that's going to be launching soon. I have some one-to-one inner circle clients. I was like, this is kind of the next thing. And in full transparency, I don't know how many of these that we're going to do, but we're going to do more of them. I don't necessarily know in what format, right? So specifically getting started here in St. Louis, we're going to throw Builders of Authority live, the first of its kind. And as Sebastian mentioned, it's going to be 100 people. So the way that we're going to do it is it's going on Wednesday, March the 13th. So it's going to be a full day event, basically from 9 to 4, probably open up the doors around 8:30. And we're going to have 100 tickets. We've already actually sold. I think we launched it to my inner circle mastermind yesterday. We sold 1 or 2 tickets, I believe. And I know we're going to start selling more right after this live, and we're going to continue to promote it. But 30 VIP tickets. And then we have 70 general admissions. Now, when I made that post a couple of weeks ago, Sebastian, everybody's like, "Man, I want the VIP ticket because I want to be a baller and I want to go to the Blues game in the suite." So that's going to be a hot ticket. So if you're like, "Hey, I want to go to that game, I want all that stuff," I would be buying that ticket literally right now. You'll see in the description everything that you can get. You can go to the website, click that link, and get access to all the information, purchase your ticket. Everything's good to go. We already tested it, and we're rocking and rolling. But essentially what you're going to get in that VIP ticket, so it's $795. $795, we're going to have the front row seating. So it's at Tech Artista downtown in St. Louis, very close to where the Blues game is going to be at. But you're going to get reserved seating. All attendees are going to get breakfast and lunch and then refreshments and drinks throughout the day. But you're going to get a ticket to that Blues game that night. So we got a nice suite. We're going to have a good amount of people in there. Again, I already sold some tickets and things like that. And I'm really excited about that because that was also where so much stuff happened after hours, right? I think, and I'll kind of turn it over to you, Sebastian, because I think when people are like looking, should I do the VIP ticket? Should I do the general admission ticket? Like anytime I've gone and done a VIP ticket, I meet the right person at the right time. I get that right extra little bit of knowledge that makes it 10 times worth any sort of monetary value of purchasing that ticket.
Yep.
But the other thing that we did, and we were kind of going back and forth on, Sebastian's flying out Thursday night, is let's do like a little mini mastermind the day after for a couple of hours, which will include lunch, but that'll be from 10 to 1. So you have a little bit of time to kind of get in the room with us, some of the other sponsors and speakers, which we'll announce another speaker here today and some more over the next couple of weeks. But that's going to be really cool to kind of workshop all the stuff that we're talking about, which I guess I should backtrack. This is going to be basically a branding, marketing, advertising focused event. So I'm going to be talking about personal branding. Sebastian will be talking about all things podcasts. We have JC on the digital marketing side. We're going to be talking some sales, virtual assistants, those types of things as well. But Sebastian, I'll turn it over to you to kind of fill in any gaps that I missed and kind of just talk about the VIP ticket overall.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with your thought process on VIP tickets. It's the place you want to be. I don't ask anymore, but when I would ask people, should I get the VIP ticket? The common response was, that's the obvious choice because that's the room that you want to be in. In fact, you and I talked about this for MDM a couple of years ago. And, it was like, is that a no-brainer to be in the area where you have high income earners, successful business owners, and people that have also paid for that upgraded ticket. They've been able to reach in their pocket a little bit deeper to be able to be around those right people. It's about being around like-minded individuals, but more than that, you're at the event, you're spending the entire day learning, networking, better understanding what you don't know that you don't know. And then we're going to a hockey game, not in the lower bowl, not up in the heaven seats, in a suite with people that were at the event too. It's a different environment. It's a change of environment. It's more lax. People have a cocktail. They're watching the game. You're able to have one-on-one conversations. And like you said, Adam, that's where the real magic happens. And that's the beauty of being able to do it. Now, listen, if you're like, hey, general admission will allow me to actually attend the event, and that's where you're at within your means, no problem at all. And there's no shame in that whatsoever. But we want to provide an opportunity to get more in the event that you want more. Because I know Adam and I do. Every time we attend an event, it's like, cool, what's the most expensive ticket we can get? It's always painful to buy that ticket. It sucks. But that's why we've designed it so that it's not painful and all crazy. $750 to get in a room full of winners, go to a hockey game in a suite afterwards, and Adam and I and our crazy ideas be able to come back that next day for 3 hours, have breakfast, and sit down and mastermind with the speakers from the day before and really workshop some of the current issues that you're having in your business when it comes to operations, marketing, advertising, podcasting, etc. We will have the right people in that room at that table for you to be able to do it. So when you talk about getting a return on your investment, sometimes it's not meeting somebody you're going to do business with, but it's going back with that one thing that you really needed that's going to shift and move the needle forward for your business that was worth the investment. Remember, it's not always a tit for tat type of investment where I spent $1,000 to go to an event and I came home with $5,000 worth of advice. It's not always a deal. Sometimes it's both. But all you need to do is make sure you're in the room and show up with an open mind, knowing that all of us know nothing. We just know a little bit about what we know. And we're there to capitalize on what we don't know that we don't know, to build relationships, to further existing relationships, and just to have an all-around good time. We're not going to do this thing without a good time element to it. Okay, I've never been to St. Louis before. We're going to have a good time. We're going to paint the town blue. See what I did there?
Yes. Yeah, I did. It's going to be a good time, man. I'm super excited about it, and definitely reiterate a lot of like what you're saying about just being in the right room with the right people, all those things. Again, our goal is not to make this some big extravagant event. We're not trying to make a bunch of money or do anything like that. Like, our focus is how do we get the right people in the right room, pour money back into this event, make it everything that you need it to be and more, and truly understand like what you're looking to get out of it, right? So all the stuff that we're crafting from our talks, want to have some little mini breakout sessions as well, plenty of time for networking. Want to make sure that you guys are obviously getting a return on your investment in more than one way. Yeah. And which kind of brings us back to like the general admission ticket. So if you're not, ready to go on the VIP ticket or anything like that, the general admission is going to be a great option. There's 70 of those that are available. And with that, you get lunch and breakfast. You get just first come, first serve seating. You get access to all of the stuff that we were just talking about before. There's not going to be a bad seat in the house. There's going to be a ton of all of those opportunities. And when I go to those events, or when I've been at these events and I haven't bought a VIP ticket, if you're coming in from out of town, which we'll talk about that here in a second, you're coming in from out of town, or you're here in town and you're not going to the Blues game, doesn't mean that you can't network and hang out and set up an event or do all that stuff after. Plenty of opportunity for that as well. I'm sure there'll be a lot of that stuff going on. But if you do want to come back that next day, so the first ticket that we actually sold, I sent it to Sebastian last night, somebody from our mastermind. He literally bought the general admission plus the day after ticket because he was like, hey, I want to come back that next day. He's like, I don't want to go to the Blues game, but I want to come back that next day and I want to workshop stuff with you guys. Like, to get all of us in a room, that small of a room, all the speakers that we're going to have and the sponsors and things like that, like, it would cost you a lot of money. $200 to just get back in the room with us the next day. I mean, come on, that's a steal.
Absolutely. And a great option too. Like I say, you grab a general admission ticket, grab the next day round table, you're $400 or $500 into it. Yeah. But you've got 2 days of learning, networking, and again, going home with what you came for, which is knowing what you don't know that you don't know, and also being able to reveal those blind spots in your business and better understanding the power of digital marketing, the power of having a podcast for your business, the power of better understanding sales and operations and leveraging outsourcing and things, all stuff that we utilize in our everyday business that's allowed us to achieve the success that we have and continue to have. We're bringing back to you to help you guys do the same for your business.
Yeah, 100%. So it's going to be an awesome day. I'm really excited about just all the things that we're doing. I mean, Sebastian, and as he mentioned earlier, like, we're literally having conversations back and forth literally all day long. And the coolest part about, literally, like, the coolest part about all this, and this is what I was talking with our mastermind group about yesterday, Sebastian, is like, you and I are doing a lot of this stuff on our own. So we're going to be able to teach and document this whole process. So if you ever want to throw your own event, whether it's virtual or in person, like, we're going to talk, hey, here's how we got speakers. Here's how we got sponsors. Here's how we decided on venue and all those different things. Like, that's also pretty cool. Because I know a lot of people, if we're talking about like building a personal brand and building all these different things, you're going to want to do these things at some point. And you're going to want to avoid the lessons. You're going to want to avoid the mistakes and turn those into lessons. You're going to want to avoid all the lost money and all of those things that go into running a freaking event. So we're trying to, again, give you a behind the scenes look on like what's actually going to happen and what is actually possible. The one thing that we had last time, which was mostly people from St. Louis that attended the event, which was great. We're going to have more people coming in from out of town. I know quite a few people literally already asked, hey, Adam, I'm coming in from out of town. I want to come to the event, all that stuff. We're going to have a list of hotels. If you're flying in, you'll fly into Lambert St. Louis International Airport. All major airlines go to there. Super simple and easy. It's about 15 minutes from downtown. But we want to do it downtown and have all that stuff right there for you, so it's super easy to go from one event to the next. Right. Yeah. So all those different things, we want to make sure that it's super simple and easy to just be able to show up to the event, get information, connect with people, have a good time, and ultimately take back what you learn and implement the crap out of it. That's our goal here. And if it goes really well on our end and we see good stuff, like, we'll throw more of them. But we got to throw this first event first. Everybody's asking, like, a couple people were like, hey, I'm literally out of town that day. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Cancel your trip.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brad Starnes. He's going on a cruise. Brad Starnes. He's one of my mastermind members. He's like, yeah, we'll go, but dude, cancel your cruise, man. You can go on a cruise another time. But don't do that, Brad. But long story short, Sebastian and I have been going to these types of events. We've been doing these things he's been doing it for a lot longer than I have. We're putting this event together based on what we believe the people in the audience are actually going to want to know and need and what they want to get out of the event. So you'll see the event link in there. It's www.billauthority.co/event. You'll see the different options. Again, you can literally go book your tickets right now. We're going to be going back. I know a bunch of people left comments, have messaged me all those things. I'll be messaging you all the link just to follow up, because you got to follow up and make sure people are going to actually come to the event. But we do anticipate, I had over 150 people that were interested, and we haven't even really started promoting it. This is going to go gangbusters here over the next couple of weeks. We're going to do the follow-ups. We're going to do all that stuff. So I don't know, Sebastian, anything I'm missing? Anything else that you can think about?
Well, just what you just got done saying, that, we're going to sell 100 tickets to this event. That's the number that we've come up with, that we think is a fair number to keep it intimate, if you will. I don't know if there's a more, manly word than that, but the tickets are going to sell out. And the last thing you want is to sit there and go, man, I was almost going to do that. I was almost going to be there. And it's this whole shoulda, coulda, woulda thing. If you have that instinct, that gut feeling, that nudge of like, I need to be in that room, listen, that is all the information that you need in order to buy a ticket. This is not investing into Sebastian and Adam. We're putting this event on. We're charging for it because events cost money. So we want to cover the cost of what it costs to do it, but in service, be able to provide this platform for you to come and expand your business, grow your network, and learn what you don't know that you don't know, and really reveal those blind spots for your business. These opportunities have been provided for us for years and years, and now it's our turn to start reciprocating some of that back. So get in the room. I guarantee you it will be an incredible experience. Adam and I are going to see to it. We wouldn't have it any other way on there. And you're going to go back going, man, I'm glad that I jumped off the fence and said, hey, I need to get in that room.
Absolutely. And one of the things you said there is like, we're taking the information that we know and all those things. And I know I already mentioned it, but like the best things that I'm doing right now are the things that I've learned and figured out. Hey, how could we do this a little bit better? How could we be a little bit more creative? How could we add this and how could we add that? And I've already started to like, so just in full transparency, like I'm not bringing in people of stuff that I'm not actually utilizing their stuff, or don't already know people that utilize their stuff, not to just take their money or have their sponsorship or just to speak on stage so they can go sell their stuff. I believe so much in all the people that we're bringing around. We're actually going to be ready to do something here in a couple of weeks, which I'm not going to announce it right now. But Sebastian's been my guy for that on the podcasting side. I've already referred a couple of my other people in my network over to Sebastian for the last week, and he takes great freaking care of people. Same thing with anybody else that I'm bringing into my system, like into my network, which it's so valuable for me to do that. And people might say, hey, you know what, Adam, like last time you threw the event for free, I'd go then, now you're charging. Well, you have to understand, I spent almost $10,000 last time, and I literally had people not show up. I had people that like didn't freaking show up. So not that I don't have trust in people or humanity or anything like that, but like you and I are at a completely different aspect from where we were 2.5 years ago. We're not in the business of just like throwing events to lose money and all those things. Again, my goal is how do we make this better once we get the ticket sales, once we get all that stuff going and things like that. And I want to be fully transparent throughout the process. We're not selling tickets. I'm literally going to be like, hey, here's where it's at. But if we're selling out, we're doing all those things, I'm literally going to tell you that as well, because we don't want you to miss the event. And I know the one thing that is going to happen, because to get a ticket for a Blues Suite game costs a couple $100 already. Trust me, I'm buying them right now. People are going to be like, Adam, can I get another ticket to the VIP event? It's sold out. No, like we just don't have room for it. Like the Blues won't allow us to add another person in the room. So VIP, again, if you're on the fence about VIP, book that thing now, and we will help you get a return on investment. We'll guide you. We'll do all those things, but you're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to show up. You're going to have to go outside of your comfort zone if you don't like doing these things. But ultimately, this is going to be a clash of so many different worlds and environments and teachings and learnings. And any of you all that have been following me have known how many events I've gone to. You know how much this has done for me and people like Sebastian. That, I mean, this is going to be, we're going to knock this thing out of the park. So I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped to be doing this with you. Let's crush it, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
This thing sold out.
If you guys got questions, thoughts, ideas, concerns, whatever it may be, you know where to find either of us. Hit us up in the chat, send us a message, send us a DM. Again, we're not here to talk you off the fence, so don't hit us up for that. That's an inside job. But if you have questions about it, logistics, St. Louis, easy to get to, major airport, second week of March. We're well into the new year. It'll be almost the end of the first quarter on there. What a great way to end the first quarter. So get in the room, people. Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Sebastian. And
likewise, brother.
We'll see you in March.
See you guys in St. Louis.
See ya.
Bye, guys.